Hey y'all, so doing something a little different here. I actually haven't dyed my hair. I wanna say it's been anywhere from 6 months to a year. I don't like to dye it often because I'm getting old and the recovery time of my hair is just not the same. It used to be, within a month, I was back to regular length and regular bouncy, voluminous, whatever. Okay, nowadays, no, it takes me quite a while to get back to that. So, um, I am going back to my red, as I have done for hellas now. I don't feel like myself if I don't have red hair. I don't know what it is. I think it just, because I'm a Leo, right? I'm a Leo. And, we have that fiery personality, and that's just what it is. Red is my favorite color, too. So, anyway, so we're going to start off. I kind of want to get this part lightened a little more, so I'm going to start with bleaching there because some of it is like kind of blonde. It's just very blotchy and spotty because usually I just give up with the actual brush you're supposed to use and just go at it with my fingers, and usually it doesn't get full coverage, but it looks great on the after product. But I'm gonna try and do it the right way this time. I got my bowl, I got my mixing bowl, I got my brush, my lightener that I usually get, Clairol Professional VW2. I don't know, I always go to the beauty supply, the actual beauty supply for all of my products. This is their 30 volume. Usually all I need is the 30 volume. I try to get it as light as possible. If not, I'm not gonna go through and re-dye it or re-bleach it. I'm just not. If we don't do it all in one go, then the color gonna have to come out. How the color gonna come out? Got my gloves. I also I've never bought these, but they're ear protectors, so I don't get no dye or bleach on my ears. And then gonna wrap it up in that looks like a hairnet really, but it's a kind of a shower cap type of deal. But first, all of this is just split ends and dead, damaged hair. So I actually, I'm kind of scared because I did trim it the other day. It was probably about down to here. I trimmed it, but there's still like dead hair and just a bunch of split ends. So I'm gonna start by trimming it. I probably need at least this much off to actually get to even up here. It's a little bit, but I don't want to go too short because short hair is not really my vibe. You know what I mean? It's always been, Jen with the long hair. I don't know if anyone ever said that, but I always had long hair. So we're gonna start by cutting off maybe, what is that, 3-4 inches, and then I'm gonna go through with the bleach. So I'll record the bleach when we get to it. Okay, so here is after the cut. I know it doesn't look that much different, but I just couldn't take that much off. Okay, so we're gonna start, sorry, I feel very like, you know how you get like real prickly when it's a whole bunch of hair? And that's just what it is. I guess I should have cleaned up before I did this part. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so I am gonna put the lightener in. Might be too much, but whatever. We need a lot. Because although I don't have as much hair as I usually work with, it's still really thick. So like I do have thick Mexican hair. All right, so. And then just kind of like equal parts of that. I usually use about half of it. And then just mix it together. Whoa. Why I didn't put my gloves on yet is a good fucking question to myself. Let me do that. Ooh, Lord. I made that strong, honey. Get my gloves together. Every time I start this process, I am just like, do I really want to take the time out and do this? And, you know, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it is. Right now, I'm exhausted, so not as fun. Oh, I like that song. It's fine. And really, I think we should just start at the roots because it's going to take more time to lighten those. Now you want to make sure, I'm sure most of us have dyed our hair before, but you want to make sure that this is just evenly blended. It's going to be kind of like a paste, but you don't want any powder left in it or like chunks because then it can really damage stuff. Whatever. I'm not an expert, but I have been dyeing my own hair, cutting my own hair, whatever, for a long time. Now, the only thing I did in high school that like my parents would actually let me do is I ended up getting like red highlights. Well, I did them on myself. Actually, the first time I got my hair colored, I was like 13, I think, and we were in Mexico. That's where my parents are from. So we were in Mexico and we were down there because, you know, we usually went like every summer for a few weeks. We have a lot of family down there. And so we were, that summer in particular, one of my cousins was getting married, and so we all went to the salon together. It was pretty cute. I ain't gonna be able to see, but here we are. So we were all at the salon together, and they said, hey, do you want to get any highlights? And I'm like, well, I don't know if my mother would let me because my parents are very strict. So anyway, I guess I should have put my contacts in or something. I can't really see. It's fine. It'll be okay. So anyway, I'm like, well, let me ask my mom. Surprisingly, her and my dad agreed that it'd be okay. So I know y'all remember those back in the day when it was real chunky highlights. That's what I got. I got blonde, chunky highlights, and I lived with them until they washed out. Oh my God, it smells so strong. And I've decided I don't want this shirt anymore. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't have any other dyeing shirts here. Anyways. So yeah, I had the chunky blonde highlights for a while, which were professionally done, might I add, so I guess that didn't really count. But once I got to high school, you know, I wanted to try stuff on myself because I'm like, I think I can do it. My parents said, no way, Jose, and I did not try anything until God, was that like my junior or senior year where they let me do like some red highlights where and it was only a few, it was like 4 or 5 because that's all they would let me do. Yes, Junior.
Can I get a donut?
Yeah, go ahead. So and then of course, you know, when red goes out, it turns kind of like brownish. So I had the cutest hair when I first moved down here because my red highlights had turned into brown highlights. And so I just like how it looks, like, especially when it's what's it called? When it's like curled or something, like you can really tell in the curl when there's like different colors. It looks so pretty to me. Gosh, I hope I'm doing this right because, honey, I can't see shit. Got my playlist going on in the background. YouTube Music really knows me, honey. That's what I use, and I have downloaded like hundreds of songs only because my phone is off right now. So if I don't download anything, I won't be able to hear shit if I'm walking to work or at work, because sometimes we are able to listen to our music at work. Woo. And there was another time when I first moved down here, and I don't think I had done anything to my hair. We were really broke that first like year, trying to figure out our relationship and what we were gonna do with our future. I did get pregnant pretty quickly, and while I was pregnant, I had a friend who did my hair. And oh my God, I just actually saw the picture in my memories what was it, like a week or so ago? And I was like 32 weeks pregnant or something, but she had just did my hair a few days before, and it was like the front part of it was blonde, and then I had like all the back part was like light brown. And I just had never done anything like that. I had never actually went blonde. And so I remember it took me like days to actually like post anything on Instagram or Facebook because I was so like self-conscious that I looked fucking stupid, because I'm like, oh my God. But you know what? I'm actually a cute blonde. I like being blonde. And I thought about doing blonde again, but I'm really trying to get ready for that Chris Brown concert, honey. He coming to St. Louis next Friday, 1 week away. I'm trying to look my best. I'm actually taking my daughter now. I was gonna go with my fiance, but he has to work. He forgot he picked up a shift, so it was actually his idea that I take my daughter because her birthday is actually like 3 days before the concert, and I have to work on her birthday, so I won't get to do much with her. So that's that, but anyway. I can't see anything, y'all. I didn't even put the fucking ear things on. I'm tripping. You think it's too late? Fucking dead. Let's try it. Whoa. Are they like made for big fucking ears? I mean, anyway. Yeah, I really can't see nothing, honey. Alright, I'm gonna finish bleaching and then I will be back after we rinse it off. Okay, so here it is. Hopefully, I try to make it fully saturated. Got some extra bleach here that I'm trying to clean off with like hot water because it fucking burns a little bit. But anyway, so the ear covers are whack. They do not work. I don't know what type of ears they were looking for to cover, but I know that I guess mine are too small. I don't fucking know. Alright, so we are about done with that. So I am gonna, it is starting to change colors already, if you can tell. So I do want to leave it in long enough for it to go ahead and turn, but I don't want to leave it in too long so that, you know, my scalp is burning. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cover this up. Before. And I guess we'll do an after. Oh, I guess I should wash my glasses off. Okay. Alright, see you guys after I have rinsed it out. Okay, so here it is bleached. What's crazy is when I was washing the bleach out, I guess it picked up on the old red that was in my hair, so it was washing out like pink, which was hilarious. It still's not really even, but you know, it'll have to do. And then after I washed out the bleach, I used this hair mask I saw at the beauty supply. It says Cream of Nature Pure Honey Hair Food Damage Prevention Hair Mask for protection before and after protective styles. Now, I didn't style anything. It was just kind of like, I didn't want my hair to be so dead, so anyways, I use this brand here, Adore. It is from the beauty supply as well. Like I said, I get all my stuff from the actual beauty supply. I always use their Crimson because that's like my favorite shade that I've worked with before. So I always use Crimson. It comes out very very red. Very red. Everybody always asks me what color it is. I've only had like one person actually be like, hey, is that Crimson? And I'm like, yeah, girl. Anyways, so we finna put this in a mixing bowl. I always get 2 bottles because one never just seems like enough to get it fully saturated. And then I like to, with my leftover developer, I like to squeeze a little bit of that into the hair dye. Just so it can pick the color up a little better. I'm gonna use the rest of that on the other bottle in case I need it. Luckily, like this this color usually covers very well And so sometimes I don't even need the full second bottle, just like a little bit of it, just for like some touch-ups or whatever. So now I already am starting to make a damn mess with this red, so let me not make a fucking mess. Alright, so I do coincidentally have a red towel, which I am gonna put all across the sink here, just because I know that red is a very messy color to work with. A lot of the darker colors are usually pretty messy to work with, so I always found that I don't have any newspaper right now. Usually I like to use like newspaper. I've used paper towels before, but obviously they bleed through, so I stopped using paper towels. This towel is dirty, so it actually needs to be washed. That's why I'm using it now, because after this I'm gonna wash it. And here we go. Get that first little red on there. I'm gonna go ahead and section off just sections. Usually I don't do them too like perfectly or anything like that. I just kind of like, okay, well, there's half of it. Take these glasses off again. I'm not gonna be able to see, but do you know that we have to get all that red in there, so there's that. And I'm gonna start with this this strand over here. And what I have learned by doing this for so long, always start at the bottom, work your way up. So there is, if you can see that, very nice and bright, and it actually is going to show up just like that when we rinse it out. So I will get back to it as soon as I finish dyeing. All right, we got all that red in there. I'm gonna cover it up and try to I got like a 30 case of these, so all right. And then same thing with the bleach, like I told you, it gets very messy. So some hot water and a paper towel will take care of that until it can just wash off normally. Like I said, so I usually only use a little bit of the second bottle, which I did, just kind of to touch it up. But I think probably because I cut my hair beforehand, it didn't have a lot of ground to cover. So I ended up using basically the entire first bottle, which you saw me mix, and then just like a little bit of that second bottle, just kind of to make sure that all of the areas were covered. So gonna leave this probably in about 30 minutes or so, and then I will come back after it's washed out, and once I style it, I will go ahead and have that picture at the end of this video. Alright. Alright, so just wash the hair dye out. And we are red again. So like I said, I'll post a photo. Still got some more dye to kind of wash out, but whatever. I will post a photo once I style this. I'm gonna let it like relax overnight and dry, and probably gonna like either straighten or curl it. Probably curl it tomorrow before I go to work. A quick grading video here. This is the final result. Bye. Of my hair. I just finished it and got ready for work, so that's where I'm headed now. Thanks for following me on my little hair journey. Bye.